Metropole TVKE across all your social media platforms. I'm at Kenyan Simba 2146. This is your official sector trends. Now, as luxury consumption brands, these are liquor beer wines and what you have to strive to remain afloat across the world. Today, we look into how they're coping and how they're dealing with the COVID-19, as well as the general economic impact on the business side of it. Now, to help with this conversation, we're joined by Alexander Helene, who is the Hennessy Market Manager for Eastern Africa. Alexander, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Happy to have you around. Let me just start this conversation from the most basic of points as it can get. Would you summarize for me what 2020 was for you and what you're looking forward to 2021?
Well, 2020 was for me the same as for you, I'm sure. Not a great year, very difficult. But through those kind of difficulties, you need to evolve, to change, to adapt yourself. So it was a very challenging year, and we all learned to do new things. New tool to use and to find a way of communication in a different way to approach different people in different areas of part of the world. Exactly what we are doing for the moment with you. We have those kind of interviews online.
Yes.
And we need to adapt ourselves to the situation. So it was difficult for everyone.
Alexander, let me ask you this question. What would you say was your biggest shift from your norm in 2020? And is that going to be the same case for 2021?
Well, the case of 2021 depends on everyone around the world. How are we going to interact together?
Yes.
The physical interaction, or we go again into digital? So what we learned is how to still be with our consumers, to give them the knowledge and to be with them through new technology or new ways of communication like a digital. So we, with Hennessy and our consumers, we adapt through digital platforms. So that was our way of communication through e-retail, through social media, where we still brought information about Hennessy and what Hennessy is doing around the world.
Yes. All right, Alexander, let's look at this perspective as well this morning, because I gotta ask you this. You're saying that 2020 was not really a very good year for you and not for everybody as well. Now, there was this norm in the economy that, well, you have to spend on what is important, that you have to look for ways of making cuts. Now, we do know Hennessy is a top brand, but you say that, well, in some way you're among the first people to get affected, or would you say that your target customer still continue to consume your brand?
Well, Hennessy, you know, it's a well-known cognac. We do have a lot of partnerships around the world, of things going on. And it's not a brand that people can forget or leave. When you try, you stick to it and you love it. So we have a lot of loyal consumers. They will still consume, maybe less, definitely, because income maybe started to be quite difficult.
Yes.
But the loyalty to the brand is great.
All right, let's talk about exactly what 2021 is going to be for you, therefore, Alexander. Yes, you have this loyal clientele, but we'd like to think that in every year, I mean, you would like to add more based on that as well. What are some of the things that we expect to see in 2021, especially from your brand, in terms of pretty much trying to expose yourself to your local clients as well as trying to get more in as well?
So, for example, at the end of 2020, we were a partner of the Hip Hop Awards in Kenya.
Yes.
So new talented people came. We were with them. We wanted to promote their music. Unfortunately, of course, you cannot bring people together. So it was, again, an online way. But we are waiting for 2021 to be, I hope, that we'll find a solution against what's happening.
Yes.
To put people again together. So we do have big plans, again, with young artists, but not especially in music sphere. It can be also an artistic way, because it's all about what Hennessy is. So it's never stop, never settle. It's entrepreneur mindset. It's doing things always with a change through time. And we stream to do the best quality all over the time. So we do have a lot of things coming. I'm sure that you saw that now Hennessy is the spirit of the NBA. So we will bring this kind of vibes in a lot of countries. We have a lot of, I hope it's going to be possible, a lot of concerts again. And we will promote, as I said, Hennessy is always linked to new talented people who want to grow and show their talent.
Yes. All right, Alexander, let me just talk about this as well. I know we're speaking about it, but everybody is sort of spelling doom in 2020 as they look forward to what will be like an upturn of businesses in 2021. But would you therefore say that this digital shift, I mean, you're essentially doing things that you'll be doing, I would say, on the ground, online. Would you say that it has also helped sort of cut back in what will be a bigger expenditure? Should you have done it on the ground as opposed to you being online?
Well, there's a big difference. When you are on the ground, there's a lot of things you can do, which in online is impossible.
Yes.
But we used new technologies again, new tools to bring that to the consumers to understand what is a Hennessy, what do we do with Hennessy, and it's an involvement into that sphere. So it was also new for us how to use this category of communication through 2020. And 2021 it will evolve again. We will do new things. So
yes.
There will even be videos, 3Ds through digital. There will be new concerts online. There will be a lot of things going through that channel. But of course, we would like to come back to a communication face to face, because this is where you talk to people. You need to try the product. You need to taste it to understand that it's quality.
Alexander, I gotta ask you this as well. I mean, yes, we're seeing exactly what you're saying, that you're doing something new, and you mentioned just a couple of that in terms of supporting youth as well. Would you say that, well, when you support a certain sect of your customer brand, let's say the youth, that you like to sort of also inspire some of them to be your clientele? I'm asking this question sort of gearing to the final question in that statement that's going to say, do you think that youth also form what you like to call your customer base?
It happens that way, yes.
Yes.
Again, Hennessy is such a brand that it brings people together. You create your own community,
yes.
kind of circle lovers of Hennessy. And all together we communicate in different ways. We bring us together and share the experience. And definitely by sharing experience through digital, it's very easy. There's no contact, but there's more sharing. And as you know, sharing is caring. So yes, Hennessy is part of this movement always through, and we can go anywhere around the world. We had even tasting with a top bartender in New York, and he was doing a cocktail online for the bartenders in Kenya. So we are able to do those kind of things. But I come back to the fact that me and you, I'm sure it would be much better if we can sit down on the table
yes.
and have a glass together.
Pretty much. All right, let me ask you this. You're saying that now Hennessy is the spirit of NBA. Alexander, somebody's going to ask you, well, how do you describe the Kenyan youth? How do you describe the Kenyan market? And in something that you will say resonates with what we're trying to achieve at Hennessy.
Kenyans, they love quality, huh?
Yes.
And they understand it. So the Kenyan market for us is very nice. They embrace the brand extremely well. We need to give them also the knowledge of why Hennessy is a bit more expensive than other products.
Yes.
Because of the quality, because it's grapes, because of the selection of the grapes, the blending and the maturation. All this, it's time, because it's aged brand, and we need to give this knowledge. Why do you pay more for that? And this communication with the Kenyans, they are very attractive and very receptive to information. So for us, Kenyan market is key, and we try to to give as much as possible quality product to Kenyans.
Pretty much. I know we're talking about this. Last year, you did launch some new brands into the market as well. Would you talk to me about how they performed even during that time we were talking about the whole economy and everybody talking about how they've been affected by the coronavirus pandemic?
Well, you are asking launching new product in the market in this period?
Yes, just in 2020, Alexander.
So 2020, we didn't launch any new product.
Yes.
It's quite difficult to launch a product when you cannot talk personally to people and when people cannot try.
Yes.
So 2020, we pull out the activations on the ground because we also didn't want to affect anyone and put people together and possibility for them to get the virus.
Yes.
So we didn't do anything. It was online communication. It was some promotion through e-retail channel.
Yes. Would you say that a launching of new products also help you sort of cement yourself in that market?
Sorry, I didn't get the question.
Alexander, would you say that actually you as a brand, a well-known and recognized brand, would you say that launching a new product, especially in a market like Kenya, helps you further cement yourself further in it?
Well, we will, because we still have a big range of expressions of Hennessy.
Yes.
But we need, it's a big knowledge that you need to acquire when you go to that category and understand the brand.
Yes.
So there's still a lot of knowledge to bring to consumers.
Yes.
And after, when people will really understand why do you pay that amount for Hennessy, how does it come that Hennessy is so nice quality, then you start to new expressions of it to bring a different flavors. You will see in the American market, we have a Hennessy Black, for example, as an expression, which was dedicated only for the American market.
Yes.
And we will introduce new things to Kenyans, definitely, yes.
2021 maybe?
I hope so. Everybody is waiting for a better time.
Pretty much. It's a good thing that you're talking about everybody's waiting for a better time, Alexander, because I gotta ask you this as well. I mean, we opened the year knowing very much that the curfew was also extended all the way to March as well. What are you waiting for? What are these tell signs are you waiting for in the economy for you to say it's a good time for brands like us to get back to where we used to be?
Well, it will be a good time when we will be able to be together.
Yes.
Physically, because for the moment it's not good to put people together. So we need to wait till worldwide we find solutions for people to go back to a place where they can enjoy talking and sharing things together physically.
Yes.
Because we need this as humans. We need this. We all saw that for 1 year people are desperate that you can't stay home for so long. So I hope that we'll find the solutions to go back to places where we can enjoy being together.
Pretty much, man. Now, this is a question that I got from some of your supporters. They're saying, well, is there anything that has changed over time? They're saying, well, that in some sort of way, there's going to be a new culture introduced around exactly how we socialize. Do you purport that we're going to see a new culture of people saying, well, we got to stay in the house. We don't have to go out and meet. We got to rely on online deliveries and online exposés like what you're doing right now, Alexander? Are we moving into a new culture, and how are you changing yourself to that?
It's coming to this. We
Yes.
do have a new way of communication. We do have new way of understanding and bringing knowledge.
Yes.
We all had our kids for 1 year learning online. It was totally new, and you saw the adaptation was quite fast for something that never happened before. So this new way might be totally a new channel in the future. It will stay like this, but I'm still thinking that human beings need to be together and physically share emotions and experience.
Yes. All right. Now, another question now for Alexander is exactly how did you see the sales of your brand during this festive period in December 2020? Could you say that they were not so good compared to other years before during this festive time?
Well, definitely the volume is not the same. Huh?
Yes.
But what so, for example, is we were out of stock of product in December. because people went to buy the product that know there's quality. So this loyalty to Hennessy is huge, and people know what they want to buy at home. I want to buy quality, and I'm sure that when I'm buying Hennessy, that's quality. And we were out of stock end of December.
Well, what other areas are we looking at in terms of support to your clientele in the market this year?
As I said, we need to bring back what was Hennessy before, with
Yes.
a lot of energy events,
Yes.
a lot of, again, doing things for Kenyans in a new way, being with new people who want to show their talent. So we will be very close to artists again.
Yes.
Well, we were, but in a very small scale because of COVID. But we will come back to that as soon as it's going to be better for everyone.
Everybody is waiting for that, man. We all are waiting for the end of March as well, and the news that the vaccines are traveling around the world right now. Hopefully, we shall be talking about a better time come before the end of this year. Alexander, thank you very much for taking your time this morning to speak to us.
Thanks to you. Thank you, sir.
All right, we take a short break here on Business AM, but once we come back, our economic review, top on that, what is happening in KCB's share portfolio in terms of what has been international investment and local investment. More revealing information coming shortly.